I must appreciate Saurabh. I'm not flattering. The smartest questions I've ever answered, because I get those typical questions. How did you get that idea? And my same story gets repeated. Oh, Bahubali and all that. When you multitask, your productivity goes down to a fourth grade child.
Oh,
Way where no, always take care of the existing people who are with you. It could be your employees, customers, suppliers, shareholders. They are your assets. But the problem is you always think of the people who are not with us. More. The disease of more.
correct.
So more हो जाएगा अपने आप if you take care of people who are already with you. So people, if you work hard on your job, you will make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you make a fortune.
Okay. Hello, my community. Welcome to the second episode of the Iceberg Show with Saurabh Puranik. The purpose of the show is to uncover what successful people do in the background to achieve success in life. Hence, let's grow together. Our today's guest is on a mission to make India read and to cultivate reading habit among the youth of India. He has scaled his mission to 17 lakh people by sharing book summaries from WhatsApp to now a free mobile app called Booklet. He believed that if you are not reading, you are not changing. If you are not changing, then you are not growing. So, enjoy this episode with Amrut Deshmukh, aka the Booklet Guy. Hello, Amrut. Thank you for accepting my invite, and I welcome you on the Iceberg Show with Saurabh Puranik.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I should thank you for helping me to spread the word of my mission, Make India Read, on your platform. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's my pleasure. So let's start with our bunch of questions. So in the first section, we talk about iceberg journey of our guest. Basically, for me, they are like my icebergs. So you are on a mission to make India read, and people recognize you as a booklet guy. So can you please briefly tell us about your mission and as a journey as a booklet guy?
Well, Booklet Guy is not a brand. Booklet Guy is not an app. Booklet Guy is not a celebrity. Booklet Guy is also not synonymous with books.
Hmm.
What I stand for is reading habit. I don't stand for booklet app. I stand for the higher purpose of reading habit.
Hmm.
All right, because of my belief system, and I strongly believe that if I'm not reading, I'm not changing, and if I'm not changing, I'm not growing. And because of this strong belief, I have a burning desire to cultivate the habit of reading amongst the youth of India like you, and hence mission Make India Read. So I have a dream to see India as a nation of readers one day on the world map. That's my
Okay.
dream.
So yeah. So can you please tell us about how you scale your mission of Make India Read to 17 lakh people and how you able to amplify that?
Well, see, uh, always I think big but start small. Because I never had this vision of lakhs of people. It was just about a stupid attempt
Hmm.
to help few of my friends whom I really care for, friends on my neighborhood, friends of my classmates, my CA friends who bought books but never bothered to read them.
Hmm.
And at that time, I realized the difference between books and reading habit. They are not synonymous. It's like having dumbbells at home and lifting those dumbbells are two different things, right?
Yes.
So I thought I got an inner calling that I should help my friends to get started in reading habit. Okay.
Hmm.
And my job was not to just give book summaries or books
Hmm.
at a cheap rate or for free, but to make them read,
Hmm.
find the motivating factors so that they read.
Hmm.
Yeah. And what better can be a platform than WhatsApp?
Hmm.
And so I started that journey with 10 of my friends and shared my first summary of the book Wings of Fire by Abdul Kalam
Hmm.
autobiography. And from there, it was just about taking care of the people who are already with you. I did
Hmm.
not think about the people who are not with me, the
Hmm.
potential readers. I never thought of that. For me, the existing people who are already part of my mission are my assets. They are, if they talk about me, I don't have to advertise. I've not spent a single rupee on marketing, promotion, or advertisement. Okay, it's always word of mouth is the
Huh.
biggest marketing tool, and we think that online word of mouth is everything.
Hmm.
You know what? Jonah Berger, the author of Contagious, he says that online word of mouth, matlab likes, shares,
Hmm.
comments, video going viral,
Hmm.
it's only 20% of the total word of mouth. Because, Saurabh, right now we are talking to each other. Thousands of people out there are talking about booklet app, Mission Make India Read, which you and I don't know in the physical world. Somebody in the train is talking to his office mate. Somebody in the school or on the dining table, a father is telling to his son, right? You know what? I discovered this guy. He's doing a great job. You should download this app on your mobile. We don't know because
Hmm.
there is no collection of data,
Correct.
unlike Facebook and
Huh.
Instagram. And we think that likes is everything. Yeah. So that's the only way where always take care of the existing people who are with you. It
Huh.
could be your employees, customers, suppliers, shareholders. They are your assets. But the problem is you always think of the people who are not with us. More, more, more. The
Huh.
disease of more.
Correct.
वो more हो जाएगा अपने आप if you take care of people who are already with you.
Huh. But can you please explain about word of mouth marketing? Because I also feel that to create a brand, not in terms of like a booklet, but in general as an entrepreneurship. Okay. So word of mouth marketing is like, we call it as a old school marketing. But can you please talk us about the impact that create on a particular brand or a product? So can you please tell us about word of mouth marketing, how to leverage that in your business?
Sure, sure. I can tell you in the digital space
Huh.
because I have a lot of experience in the digital space, not in the physical space.
Hmm.
Let us try to understand what is advertising or what is promotion or
Hmm.
marketing for that matter. It's about telling the people about your products and services.
Hmm.
Inform them about your product and services directly or indirectly through storytelling, etc. Advertising is one of them.
Hmm.
What I realized is the effectiveness of advertisements have gone down like anything.
Hmm.
It's not that the creativity has gone down. We have awesome creative ads we get to see on YouTube and on TV.
Hmm.
But the sheer amount of advertisements that are bombarded on us throughout the day,
Hmm.
the effectiveness has gone. We
Hmm.
hardly take notice. When was the last time you discussed with your parents about an ad on the
Hmm.
dining table?
Correct.
Although they have got beautiful stories, yeah,
Uh,
but, but the memory is so short because of the number of advertisements you are exposed to.
hmm.
Unlike in the olden days, I still remember the Dhara ad. The little boy leaves house, Dadaji comes, घर
Hmm.
पे जलेबी बनी है, and he quickly changes his mind. Yeah,
Ah.
it's still so fresh because there are less number of ads.
Hmm.
So what is the alternative? I realized if advertising is about talking about your services,
Hmm.
I started serving people
Okay.
instead of talking about कि मैं book summaries बनाता हूँ.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
started giving summaries.
Okay.
I think that was the major, I would say, a linchpin.
Hmm.
The idea, it was not the idea of book summaries, but the idea of how to deliver, how
Hmm.
to give it to it,
Okay.
give it for free, and
Okay.
start giving. And once people know that he's doing unselfishly, he's a
Hmm.
giver. People give it back
Hmm.
10
Hmm.
times. I had no plans of revenue for the first 3-4 years,
Hmm.
but now, the moment I wrote my book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective Readers,
Hmm.
and requested people that can you please help me by buying this book because the proceeds of the book will go to cover the costs of the mission,
Hmm.
and they're happily doing it. Yeah. So that's what, and just start serving people, and that itself, once people experience what you're offering,
Hmm.
and if it has got value, they will get a good reason to talk about you
Okay.
instead of just telling them to talk about me.
Okay.
Like, share, comment, like, share, comment. I barely talk about this. Just please download booklet app.
Hmm.
Please share the app. Please forward it. You will never see me saying this on any
Hmm.
of my social media handles. Yeah. If I'm giving value to people, they will talk about it. So give them reason to talk about you instead of
Hmm.
telling them to talk about you.
Okay.
Solving the problems.
Ha.
Start solving the problems. The best place to start with a startup idea is your neighborhood.
Correct.
Just go to your neighbors and start helping them by solving their problems. Your opportunities are around you on the next door. Next door. But the doors are always closed.
Yes.
We barely keep the doors open.
Yes. So my next question is, like, during this journey, what belief you hold with which many people disagree, and you got success with that. So can you please tell us about that belief?
I always believed that, of course, thanks to the book that changed my belief system, that people come to you for why you do, not for what you do. And I have come to realize, thanks to Simon Sinek, my favorite author, through his books, Leaders Eat Last, Start With Why, Infinite Game, Finding Your Why. All these books were written by Simon Sinek. That people come to you for why you do, not for what you do. It doesn't matter whether you make book summaries or sell toilet papers. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So why should be very strong. And if I started this interview with my why, my belief system, that if I'm not reading, I'm not changing. If I'm not changing, I'm not growing. I did not even talk about Booklet app, if you notice.
Yes.
For your first question, I did not even mention about Booklet app.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the why is ultimate. When I studied, I have a habit of zooming out from the idea that I read from books, and then try to find out wherever possible, wherever these ideas were implemented or applicable. And I realized almost all the world leaders had a very strong why. Yeah. Be it Martin Luther King Jr. or Mahatma Gandhi or Swami Vivekanand or Anna Hazare for that matter, a few years ago, when the whole India had come together, I think for the first time, forgetting all the races and religions and languages, we had come together for one cause of corruption, fighting against corruption for that man.
Yes.
Did you get that feeling that ऐसा ही कुछ हुआ रहेगा during our when we are fighting for our freedom against Britishers? That was the feeling, because the why was so strong that he wanted to fight against corruption for the local bill. Yeah. So that's my belief system. Yeah. And I strongly believe in giving. People think that the whole world is just taking, or at the most matching.
Okay.
Yeah. What I give to you, I'll make sure that I'll take back from you what I've given in terms of rupees or whatever, or efforts.
Yes.
But I like to go out of balance, and I'll make sure that I give more and more and more without bothering what I get in return. Because why do we insist that if I give you something, why should I expect in return from you only? I can get in some other form. Yeah. If I help Saurabh today without expecting anything in return, and if I get some help from Nikhil, मेरा काम हो गया ना?
हाँ, correct.
ये जिद क्यों है कि सौरभ से ही मुझे in return मिलना चाहिए help? That is selfishness. Yeah. So this is my strong belief system. People barely agree with it, but now that I've proved it, people have started agreeing. Yeah.
But how you are able to hold that belief? Because during this journey, you might have come across such people that they discourage you, and you might be thinking that at that time, why I'm doing for this kind of people. So yeah, so how you are able to hold that belief? Because holding that belief is indeed a courageous act.
Agreed. I mean, that's a very sensible question. That's where the authors come to my rescue. Because I know that these belief systems have been proven and tested for years, and they are part of history. And these are the ordinary people who are going against me. All right. If Mahatma Gandhi would have said this, that don't believe in Satya and Ahimsa, then my belief system would have got shattered. You're getting a point. If Steve Jobs had a clear why, if Nike has a clear why, if Harley Davidson has a clear why,
correct.
Yeah, if L'Oreal has a clear why, and they have proved as outliers, who easily stand out from the crowd, even if Nike is making shoes like any other company, even if Apple is making mobiles like any other company, even if Harley Davidson is making only bikes like any other company, but still they stand out. Yeah. So I have clear standing examples written in the books, and they help me to carve my belief systems. Okay. So I'm surrounded with people who are much, much smarter than me, much, much more successful than me. So I should believe them more than the person next door who is living a mediocre life, who is going for 9 to 5 job. Yeah.
Yes.
Not living a life of greatness. Okay, for me, Simon Sinek is much, much more reliable than the person in my neighborhood.
That's great. So my next question is, according to you, where you are lagging now to amplify your mission of Make India Read?
Well, yeah, that's a matter of concern. Yes, there are many things that where I'm lacking, not lagging, but lacking, or I wish to, pull up my socks in those areas. I think since I hail from Mumbai, the mission has spread more in urban areas of India, and I've been traveling across India since 3 years, barring the lockdown period. I realized that we have lot of young enthusiasm in rural India. Yeah, and it's going unused, unutilized. I've met some young boys and girls who have so much of talent and energy to serve our nation, but not properly channelized. Okay, so I want to make use of my mission, Make India Read. I've found a very good tool to reach out to young Indians. So how can I take this mission to rural areas of India? Yeah, thankfully, yes, internet has reached to the last tiers of India. Even the villages have got internet connections. That's a good sign, or it's happening gradually. But I think boys and girls in metropolitan cities or urban areas, बहुत मस्ती आ गई उनको, because of the abundance, facilities, over parenting, pampering. They really don't care about their blessings. But these boys and girls from Dhule, Jalgaon, interiors of Bihar, who are in touch with me, I know they have so much of potential energy. So I'm trying to find some creative solutions to channelize their potential energy, which can, in turn serve our motherland.
So, but what steps you are taking to to improve this?
Yeah, so I'm getting connected with many NGOs in India. I've started staying 2-3 days in each NGO across India. I started from Maharashtra, and getting in touch with these boys and girls who might be orphans or who have lost a limb or physically disabled, but they are mentally sharp. Just because a guy has lost his limb doesn't mean that he can't think as sharp as you and I can. So I'm getting in touch with many social workers, yeah, and trying to give all the knowledge that I have extracted from these 1,500 books, and trying to make them social entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So I'm on a mission. Once I think from 1st April, I start my journey across India. Okay, I'm going to stay in the ashrams for 3 days each, and from south, then east, west, north, pura India ghumne wala, and I'm to get connected with the roots of India through these young boys and girls.
Okay. Actually, I want to add one point here. Do you know about Pradeep Lokhande, sir?
Yes.
Yes. So he is working in that region of rural relations. He has founded rural relations. So yeah, he can help you in that particular
He's called
domain.
as the postcard man, right?
Yes. He's from Pune. So actually, I'm trying to invite him as well on this show. So let's see. So my next question is what is the number one goal for this year? Your number one goal for this year?
See, for me, there are no different lives. This is booklet life. This is personal life. I try to work more on myself. I hardly work on booklet project. The more you work on yourself, automatically you give more to the project.
Yes.
So this year, it's about changing the mindset towards growth. Growth, initially I thought, is about getting bigger, more people, more app downloads, more views, more reach. But of late, after reading so many books, I've come to realize that growth is not about getting bigger, it's about getting better.
Okay.
Yeah, the journey is inward, not
Yes.
outward.
Yes.
It's not about comparing yourself with other people or other ventures. It's about comparing with your own past performance and improving every day by 1% at least in any facet of life.
Yes.
So Booklet app should have better reading innovations, more motivational factors which will poke you to read more and more. And it should be 1% better than what it was 3 months ago. And it should be 1% better 3 months ahead from now.
Yes.
Yeah. If
So
I could do 10 pull-ups yesterday on the terrace, I should be able to do 11 pull-ups today and 12 pull-ups tomorrow.
Yes.
That's what is growth for me. And if I fail to do that, I have to check out the systems, what's going wrong, rectify it. Yeah. That's how we remove the obstacles from our growth.
Yes.
So now it's all about myself getting inside me, cleaning up myself with respect to my character and not just the external personality.
Yes, actually, that exactly the same thing. James Clear from the Atomic Habit has teach us through his books.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he also
most of my words are through authors only.
Yes. I also got
yeah. Continue.
Yeah, I also got inspired by his words actually. So if you are not improving, then you cannot create impact on yourself as well as on your project. And if you are not creating impact, then you are not able to inspire others as well. So this is the tagline of my project as well. Yeah.
Great.
So my next question is like, what valuable lesson you learned from your sister who stood by you in your tough times?
Wow. Words of affirmation matters a lot. I mean, I had done stupidest jobs in my life, stupidest mistakes in my life, but she never said, क्या पागल है, तेरे को अक्ल नहीं है, तू हमेशा करता है, गिरता है, तू इसके लायक नहीं है, तू जॉब कर चुपचाप. Never. I never heard the word no, you can't from the mouth of my sister. Yeah. She always said that no, you're different, you think differently, your habits are different than others, your answers in school are different than others, your techniques are different. You sometimes you go in a trance, but so your focus is more than other people. That may not be true. I don't know whether I was that special as a child, but she made me believe that I'm different, that I'm special. Yeah. And I think that somewhere manifested in the form of this mission, Make India Read. Yeah. So it's a humble request to all the parents. Yeah. Even if jokingly, you should never say to your children, तू क्या दिवे लावना, या तू बड़ा होके क्या करने वाला है. No, never say this, because they are innocent minds. They take everything on face value. If they take it seriously, they'll be trapped in that negative loop.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm fortunate that I got such lovely parenting from my siblings, my brother and my sister. And so words of affirmation can make a lot of difference.
But do you think that you will able to give that kind of support to someone else in your life if somebody look up to you?
That's the main duty of a leader. What is leadership? To make you believe what you deserve that even you don't know. Make you believe that you can do something which even you are not aware of. That's the duty of a leader. Yeah,
exactly.
The leader is not responsible for the results. The leader is responsible for the people who produce results.
Yes.
Okay, he is like a catalyst. He is the engine. Okay, he should infuse that enthusiasm, that belief in other people that you deserve more than what you think. Yeah, you have that quality, which exactly my sister did with me. Right.
So, but who is your mentor, and what is the importance of mentor in our life?
Well, my mentors are not in flesh and blood right now. They are not alive. It's Steve Jobs and Mahatma Gandhi,
Mhm.
two personalities from completely different eras, different countries.
Mhm.
They are my mentors because whenever I'm in a dilemma, I have to take a decision. I
Mhm.
actually visualize if Steve Jobs was in my shoes,
Mhm.
how he would have reacted to this situation. Okay. Sometimes if I don't get answers from Steve Jobs, Gandhiji is there to give me the answer. Most of the
Mhm.
answers I get from either of them. So these are my mentors. Uh, of course, mentors are important, but let us try to understand the difference between mentors and advisors. एडवाइस देने के लिए बहुत लोग गली के नुक्कड़ पे बैठे रहते हैं ओके
Correct.
so you have to be very choosy know and differentiate between who is the advisor and who is a mentor. A mentor is a person who has already proved successful in his field.
Hmm.
Okay, for example, uh, a cricket aspirant who wants to be as big as Sachin Tendulkar or Virat,
Hmm.
his father can't be a mentor
Hmm.
if he is a manager in ICICI Bank.
Hmm.
So just by observing cricket in the pavilion, sitting in the pavilion, is different than actually batting on the pitch.
Hmm.
At the most, he can be an advisor, not a mentor of his son.
Okay.
The mentor should be either Sachin or Gavaskar or any other cricketer who has proved himself in that field,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Advisors बहुत मिल जाएंगे, so be very
Ah,
careful.
okay. But what traits you find in a mentor, and how one should find that kind of traits in a mentor?
Uh, I think this is what I said is he should be more successful than you,
Hmm.
happier than you, yeah, and who has proved much more than you,
Hmm.
yeah, and not necessarily in business. It could be now Gandhiji, nothing to do with digital space, and there was no digital space during his era. But
Hmm.
again, their value systems, yeah.
Hmm.
What I learned from him, from Mahatma Gandhi, is again his why was very clear: Satya and Ahimsa,
Hmm.
in two words. That's all. Because of
Hmm.
these two words, the whole India, the whole of the world followed
Hmm.
him. Yeah. Steve
Okay.
Jobs, very clear that we are crazy misfits. We don't just make beautiful machines,
Hmm.
but we believe in challenging the status quo. We
Hmm.
do things differently. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you make either an MP3 player or an iPod or iPhone or MacBook, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Again, people come to you for why you do, not for what you do.
Hmm.
So when uh, you believe in their beliefs,
Hmm.
you can conclude that you have found your mentor.
Okay.
Okay. But somewhere you don't have to find your mentor. They will
Hmm.
find you
Huh.
if at all they're alive. Okay.
Yes.
You just keep working on your project and they are there to help you. They will
Mhm.
find you out.
Mhm. But don't you think that, yeah, you spoke about the person who is successful than you, or who is successful in their field? But don't you think that a person who is failed in their field, like take an example of cricket, a failed
Hmm.
cricketer can teach more lesson than a successful cricketer?
Agreed. But when we say successful, that doesn't mean he has never failed.
Huh.
In fact, success is accumulation of many failures.
Mhm.
Has it happened that Sachin has never gone out on zero?
Yeah. Number of
Has Sachin
times.
never lost a match?
Yes. Number of
Has
times.
never Sachin never got self out by hitting
Hmm.
his own stumps?
Hmm.
These are all failures. So a success story by default includes failure stories.
Hmm.
You consider me successful.
Hmm.
Don't I have three failed startups? A
Yes.
successful people will be happily sharing all his journey of failures.
Hmm.
Because of those failures, he is successful.
Huh.
If my
Okay.
booklet idea was the first startup,
Hmm.
I guarantee it would have been a blunder. I would have
Hmm.
failed. People say that in spite of three failed startups, you tried the fourth one and now it is doing well. No. It's not in spite, it's because of the three failed startups. The fourth one is now doing well.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So my next question is like, Amrut, I also read books, but I hardly manage to absorb the content of that books when I read randomly. Okay. But when I read
Mhm.
according to my problems, which I was facing that time, then I was able to absorb the content more easily, and I can retain that book as well. So don't you think that problem-based reading will help people more than the random reading, which you ask
Hmm.
people to do random reading?
I got your question. Yeah, a very smart question. See, why I say read random always
Hmm.
is that you should not read what you like. You should read what you need.
Hmm.
And when you said that problem based reading, that means you assume that you know your problems,
Hmm.
but we
Yes.
barely know our own deficiencies,
Hmm.
our own flaws.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, if अगर ऐसा रहता तो हम लोग महात्मा और संत बन जाते,
Hmm.
right?
Correct.
And hence read random.
Okay.
So you stumble upon books. I always use the word reading habit. I never say books or reading. It's reading habit.
Hmm.
That means it is continuous.
Hmm.
It has to be on daily basis. And you
Hmm.
stumble upon books, on relevant books, irrelevant books,
Hmm.
good books, bad
Hmm.
books. Yeah. And yes, to some extent, I agree with you.
Hmm.
No, you can no reach out to a relevant book
Hmm.
much quickly if you know your problem clearly. But many times problem nahi malum rehta. It's just
Huh.
the symptom and not
Symptoms.
the
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. When we
Yeah.
when we expose to particular thing, then we able to accept that that this is my problem.
Yes. Yes. And you know what? How many years since this technology of putting the written text or the print
Hmm.
technology or
Hmm.
the language or
Hmm.
writing technology has been invented by humans.
Hmm.
कितने साल हुए अगर million, I don't know, say 1,000 years.
Hmm.
Okay, so there can't be any problem which you are facing was not faced by somebody
Hmm.
years ago,
Yes.
and he has solved it and put it down on paper.
Hmm.
Right, and you can
Ah.
reach out through random reading.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
but again, uh, as a good news for your question, problem based reading,
Hmm.
I'm not saying that you have to start no locking yourself into deep reading sessions
Hmm.
for read random. No, there are many ways where you get an idea what's there in the book without deep reading sessions.
Hmm.
Now what I do is, when do I decide that I have to read this book deeply,
Hmm.
no serious read from word to word, cover to cover.
Hmm.
I first watch his TED talks. Most of the authors come on TED
Hmm.
talk,
Correct.
or his interviews on podcast. People like you, podcasters, they take
Hmm.
interviews of great authors. Okay,
Hmm.
उनके कुछ मीडियम में आर्टिकल्स रहेंगे, कोरा में कुछ क्वेश्चंस के आंसर्स रहेंगे,
Hmm.
their Facebook handles, their Instagram, LinkedIn. You get an idea. 30-40% content तो वहीं पे समझ में आ जाता है.
Huh.
And then
I
you take a
agree.
call whether this book is relevant for my problem or not.
Hmm.
You don't have to immediately jump and buy the book. Okay,
Hmm.
there are so many free booklet app. I
Hmm.
am here for you.
Hmm.
Almost all the best selling books I have covered. Just
Yes.
invest 20 minutes, listen to
Hmm.
my summary, and then take a call.
Hmm. You mentioned about like people barely know about their weaknesses or their problems. So how you do a self analysis of yours?
Hmm. Uh, See, I keep myself exposing to different experiences of life.
Huh.
And what better can be by meeting people who may be alive or dead
Hmm.
through their writings. If you decide to write a book, Saurabh, don't you think you will put all your experiences, good, bad, whatever you can give to this
Hmm.
world, you will put it on paper?
Correct.
Yes or no?
Yes, I've done that
So I
actually. I've.
I find this miraculous
Hmm.
that I can get the experience of Steve Jobs,
Hmm.
of his 20-30 years of experience in just 3-4 days. What better can it be?
Hmm.
I mean, I'm too blessed. We are
Hmm.
too blessed to get, or we are too lucky to get such technology.
Correct.
Yeah. If
Yes.
I want to learn something from Bill Gates,
Hmm.
can you fix an appointment with Bill Gates
No.
with me?
No.
No, but I can read his biography,
Hmm.
right? So I keep myself exposing, and when I read their biographies, I'm
Hmm.
I'm actually going through all his experiences, good, bad, his mistakes. Yeah, of course you learn from mistakes,
Hmm.
but not all mistakes be your own.
Correct.
They can be other people's mistakes, right? So
Hmm.
this is how I do. The more you expose to all the other brains who have done a little better than you and me, yeah, you gain that confidence, yeah, and you will not make that mistakes that they had done.
Okay. So that exactly my the next question is, if we learn from our mistakes, then why we are so afraid to make a mistake again?
Huh. That's the cultural problem, not only in India, across the world.
Uh,
Now, every small child, an infant, the first mistake he makes is when he tries to walk for the first time in his life.
hmm,
Look at the behavior, the response of the parents. They never even take it as a mistake.
hmm,
Have you ever seen a child who has learned to walk without falling?
no.
Impossible. No. But when he falls down, what is the reaction of the parents? Oh, wow, wow, yes, yes, come on, I'm here. Try to come
Hmm,
here. It's okay. Look at the way they are looking at the mistake.
hmm,
But the moment the child starts growing, 2 years, 3 years, schooling, अरे 2 2 जा 4 होता है मालूम नहीं इतना ये सिखाया तुझे घर पे हाँ एप्पल में डबल पी आता है अक्कल नहीं तुझे हाँ वापस कर and gradually the child thinks that making mistake is something dangerous because of these reactions.
correct.
Okay, so the approach towards making mistakes changes, and then when he thinks that making mistakes is dangerous, he will stop taking risk.
Hmm,
Now let's try to revisit the same incidents, a child learning to walk, and let's change the reaction of the parents. Hey, अक्कल नहीं ऐसे चलते हैं तुझे पता नहीं कि वेट को ट्रांसफर करना है लेफ्ट पे फिर चलना है राइट पे. You know, it sounds so funny, right?
yes.
Why not give the same response throughout his life?
Hmm,
Yeah, mistakes, failure is an event, not a person.
correct.
Yeah, failure is an event, not a person,
Hmm,
and it is impossible to learn without mistakes.
huh,
Yeah, did Sachin hit a six on his first stroke of his life? Of course
no.
not. First time mistakes से ही सीखेंगे ना कि क्या सही करना है,
Hmm,
right? So that's the problem of our culture, and it's throughout the world. Okay,
hmm,
so it's our duty, to change this approach for the next generation
hmm.
and celebrate mistakes to make
Yes.
the children and employees feel safe to make mistakes. That's the sole responsibility of a leader at
Hmm,
home or in office. To make them feel safe to make mistakes.
okay. That's really thought provoking. But our generation has tons of information available on our fingertips, and that makes us confused, not knowledgeable. So, what's your take on it, and how to avoid falling in that trap?
Yeah, everybody says that we have been bombarded with so much of information. Google is there, but to be very honest, they don't bombard on us. We go and pull that information.
Hmm.
If you just switch off the TV, Arnab Goswami is not going to shout at you.
Hmm.
If you uninstall Instagram, don't scroll the news feeds, you will not be confused with that clutter.
Correct.
Why open 10 tabs on Google Chrome? Why not only one? Read that entire article, then close it and open the new website. We have 10 tabs open at the same time on the laptop, and then you say there is so much of information on internet. You only opened all the tabs. Right? So one thing at a time. There's a wonderful book called One Thing. I insist all the viewers of this podcast to watch to read that book. I've obviously covered it in Booklet app. One Thing. Do only one thing at a time. Forget rest of the world. If you are reading an article or a blog or reading a book, think that this is the only thing in the world as of now. We are very bad at multitasking. We think that multitasking is an asset. No, it's a blunder. We don't multitask. We switch tasks actually.
I agree.
And the penalty that we pay from switching from one task, जैसे एक किसी आप सपोज एक वेबसाइट चालू है, वहां पे हम कुछ पढ़ रहे हैं, कुछ आर्टिकल पढ़ रहे हैं या कुछ, और बाजू पे यूट्यूब का चालू है टैब. हाँ, तो वहां पे गाना खत्म हो गया सपोज, तो विल स्टॉप योर रीडिंग, गो टू दैट टैब, चेक करेंगे कौन सा अच्छा गाना है. So the penalty that we are paying from switching from task 1 to task 2 is so heavy. No, they say the author says that when you multitask, your productivity goes down to a 4th grade child.
Oh.
Wonderful example is, suppose I switch on the fan for 1 hour and then switch off after 1 hour. Kitna bill aayega? Case number 1. Case number 2, I switch on it and every 5 minutes I switch off, switch on, switch on, switch off. ऐसा करता हूँ 1 घंटे के लिए. What will be the bill? कौन से केस में ज़्यादा बिल आएगा?
I think
in the
second
second
one.
case, right?
Second one.
Yeah, because it will consume more power. That's exactly what happens when we multitask.
Okay.
Yeah? It consumes lot of energy, and even if you work for the whole day, at the end of the day तुम बोलोगे सोचोगे अरे मैंने किया क्या पूरा दिन? You don't get that sense of fulfillment, satisfaction, because it's all shallow, ऊपर का. The most of the time is about switching from one task to another. Instead of that, just block yourself as if there is nothing in the world. Maybe reading 4 pages. मेरा भी वही टारगेट कि मेरे को 4 pages पढ़ने हैं. तो मैं भूल जाऊंगा, सब कुछ भूल जाऊंगा, and block 15 minutes for those 4 pages or whatever your reading speed is. I'll keep my mobile 2 rooms away from me on silent mode with all the notifications disabled. These are the tools I use. This is what I do. Simple things. Only you have to keep away the distractions. Focus is not about increasing your concentration, but keeping away from those attractive distractions. Ting, tong, tang, जो बजता रहता है ना अपने device पे. Yeah.
Correct.
So I don't agree that we have been bombarded with so much of information. Yeah, we only pull it. वो हमारे में वो मस्ती रहती है.
Yeah. So my next question is like, what do you think about this statement that we should try everything once in life? Because what I observed is that our youngsters like are indulging in abusive substances, so that in order to look cool in their network. So what do you think about this statement? Because they are taking disadvantage of this particular statement, which I mentioned.
It's a very fabricated sentence. If you go by the spirit of the sentence, try it. You should try once everything in life. Yes. I agree with it. You should try. But they look at this sentence at a very narrow, myopic way. एकदम
Exactly.
संकुचित मन बोलते हैं ना ऐसे. There are so many beautiful things to try. If you can do normal rope jumps, try doing two jumps in one rope.
Correct.
Yeah, it is called as double under. If you can do push-ups, try single hand push-up, single hand pull-ups. Try cooking without using oil. Try going at 3:30 a.m. in the morning and try to jog. Look at the feeling you get. So many amazing things in this world. वो नहीं करना है आपको. आपको बस वो cocaine or weed or cigarette दिखता है. Such a myopic way of looking at life.
Yes.
Yeah. I did just last week. I tried 10 days zero sugar.
Yeah,
zero
sugar. Post.
Not just sugar as such. Yeah, but in any form. चाय में भी शुगर रहता तो चाय नहीं, स्वीट्स नहीं, गुलाब जामुन नहीं, शीरा नहीं, पूरन पोली नहीं. Completely. For 3 days I was suffering so badly. Yeah, I had severe headaches, mood swings, it pains behind the eye. Yeah, feel drowsy throughout the day because no chai, no stimulant. But on the 5th day, I emerged like a completely different person than what I was 5 days ago. Now my body has become caffeine free. Yeah, skin has become so thin. The veins have started becoming visible because of zero sugar in body. I'm feeling amazing.
That's
and
great.
For the first time in the last 20 years, I've got rid of tea addiction.
Oh.
In last 10 days. Yeah. And I've decided now that फिर लोग बोलेंगे 10 दिन के बाद क्या? Yeah. So now my plan is that every month, 10th, 20th and 30th are my cheat days. So I allow myself to eat outside food, a little bit of junk food. That day I can have sweets or I can have a cup of tea.
Okay.
So it's about fooling myself that I'm not sacrificing. I'm just postponing. Okay, today is 3rd Feb. I just have to wait for another 7 days and enjoy. So I look at it as a celebration that 10th को मैं रसगुल्ला खाने वाला हूँ.
Okay.
Yeah. Do these things, yaar. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. And that is the reason I've started this podcast and video series as well. My next question is what things you like about Indian youth and where we need to improve ourselves in order to support our country, because our country needs youth who are support their economy and and the whole world supports, respect those countries who have big pockets as well. And in order to get that, we have to work on our various skills and various domains.
Right. What I like about the best thing about India and the youth of India is that we still have that the community bonding,
Hmm.
unlike the individualistic culture in America.
Hmm.
Fortunately, we have not taken that from America yet. Okay, still, we meet off very often. Friends meet on weekends. Family get together होता है. Festivals पे हम अभी भी मिलते हैं. Of course, except the year 2020.
20.
What I think is that India doesn't need only entrepreneurs. Of course, entrepreneurs is the engine of economic progress for any developing country. But especially for India, wealth की कमी नहीं है इंडिया में. The problem is there is no equal distribution of wealth. There is such a serious disparity, income disparity, wealth disparity, that 80% of the wealth is in the hands of few. So only entrepreneurs with clear business mindset, profits, shareholders को कमा के देना है, typical traditional way of looking at business, ऐसे entrepreneurs खड़े हो जाएंगे तो वापस वही होने वाला है. The problem will get intensified. We want young boys and girls who have a mind of Steve Jobs and a heart of Gautam Buddha.
Oh.
And that's what I call social entrepreneurship. When I believe that I'm trying to be a social entrepreneur, well, the primary objective is not maximizing your personal wealth. It's about empowering other people through some social products and services, without an aim to maximize profits. Profits तो चाहिए, but to cover the costs. Revenue चाहिए, but to cover the cost, right? Because a typical entrepreneur, वो क्या, फिर वो rich होते जाएगा, फिर BMW, फिर Ferrari, फिर Audi, और वो disparity बढ़ते जाएगी. But a social entrepreneur, the moment he thinks that now he has surplus funds through his revenue streams, authentic, legitimate revenue streams, which are actually for value addition to the society. Then, if I as a social entrepreneur, instead of I owning one BMW, I will drop that idea and use that fund and make sure that it disseminates through employees or through customers equally, so that instead of one guy owning one BMW, 100 people will own at least one WagonR. And this is the way India should develop, and that will solve the problem of wealth disparity.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I want to introduce this breed of social entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Where income should be selected with a very legitimate way. हर चीज से पैसा नहीं कमाना है. You see, I did not put ads in Booklet app.
Yes.
So the conscience did not allow me to do so, because one hand I'm asking you to read, and on the other hand I'm distracting you by flashing ads. Sorry, no ads, no subscription fees, because I don't think I'm creating anything new. I'm just extracting great ideas of the works which has been done by somebody else, and just repackaging it in a nice way so that it is easier for you to consume. I'm not a producer. I'm just a messenger. So I should not charge for it. Okay. So book summaries are free. Booklet app is free. No subscription fees. Yeah. But then how about writing a book? That too on reading habit. Now that's a legitimate source of income.
Okay.
Because I'm saying make India read. And if I don't make you read my own book, I'm a big failure. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is how you should think of very legitimate income sources and deploy back those surplus funds to serve more and more people.
Okay. So my next question is, what is the difference between inspiration and motivation, according to you?
Oh, there is a clear-cut difference. Now see, if there was no Gavaskar, there wouldn't have been Sachin. And if there was no Sachin, there would have been Virat. So Sachin got inspiration from Gavaskar, and Virat got inspiration from Sachin and Gavaskar. Right. So inspiration is a source of a benchmark which you wouldn't have thought of. if that inspiration was absent.
Right?
Sachin could break the record of Gavaskar because there were some records done by Gavaskar. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, why other sports are not as glamorous as cricket? Because अभी तक वो नहीं आया है. वो रोल मॉडल्स अभी तक क्रिएट नहीं हुए हैं. तो धीरे धीरे लॉन टेनिस, बैडमिंटन में हो रहा है, कबड्डी में हो रहा है. Right. So that is inspiration, which gives you, that's a source of setting a goal. All right. Now comes motivation. Motivation is motive to take action to reach that goal, which is almost a daily process. So many times we mistake motivation with inspiration. Inspiration से goal clear हो गया कि मुझे गावस्कर का record तोड़ना है. It's what Sachin must have thought, or at least he must have looked up as an idol in Gavaskar. Right? Now what should I do today? Take action. So we think that that motivation causes action. कि मैं motivation लूंगा, मैं Steve Jobs का interview पढ़ूंगा, इसको Jeff Bezos का videos देखूंगा, then I'll take motivation and then I'll start taking any action. No, that's wrong. Okay? Motivation doesn't cause action. Action causes motivation. Okay. It's the other way around. Okay. Action causes motivation. Okay. Now the action could be big, small, right, wrong, doesn't matter. I'll try to explain this in detail. When do you feel great, Saurabh? When you're going to the gym from home, or while coming back from the gym after you have done with the workout?
While coming.
Yeah?
Yes.
All the cells are activated, you feel so great. And that feeling motivates you to go to the gym on the next day. So action causes motivation. Now another proof. So it has happened with you that you skip the gym today and there are series of days you don't show up in the gym. एक दिन नहीं जाते तो 3 दिन नहीं जाते.
Exactly.
Because inaction causes demotivation. Because you failed to take action today to go to the gym, you did not go to the gym on the next day as well. Action causes motivation, inaction causes demotivation. Simple.
Okay. But do you think that people need to look for inspiration rather than motivation in their life? Because
both are required. Both are required. But as I said, motivation को थोड़ा गलत तरीके से देखा जाए. Motivation and inspiration में फर्क समझना चाहिए. That Steve Jobs and Mahatma Gandhi are sources of inspiration for me. And to motivate myself, I have to take action today. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock and just wear my track pant. That could be my first motivating factor. Because it has never happened that if I don't wear my fitness dress, my track pant and track suit, it has never happened that I have not exercised. So that is my ritual.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? Find out that ritual कि ये करने के बाद ये action होना ही है मेरा.
Okay.
It could be kicking your bike to go to the gym. It could be wearing your running shoes or packing your gym bag, whatever. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
So what is that point? What is that ritual? That once that ritual is done, your behavior will be that you will take action that you ought to take.
So basically, inspiration means setting your goal, and motivation means like setting up a process to achieve that goal.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Okay.
You said it so right.
Okay. So my next question is like, from where you get this kind of confidence within yourself, and answering to number of people, like including young people who are just teenager, and old people as like they are around 70 or 80 years old people.
See, you don't directly work on confidence. Confidence is not an input, it's an output. See, confidence comes from doing those small daily disciplines. Things which you ought to do and not what you like to do.
Okay.
Over and over again. Doing those things which you are supposed to do and not just what you like to do. I hate to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't like it, but I have to do it. And you keep doing these things, every day, and days get converted into weeks, weeks get converted into months, months into years. And you don't even come to know that you have become a confident guy. Right? So there is a high correlation between discipline and confidence.
Okay.
Because I know that on daily basis I am doing the right things, which I should do. which I ought to do, you become confident.
Okay.
And you become confident when you feel good about yourself. And how you feel good about yourself? By doing the right things.
Okay.
If I just binge watch on Netflix for 4 hours, I'm bound to lose confidence. और फिर ऐसे interviews में मैं डर जाऊंगा. Why? Because I know मैंने ठीक से काम नहीं किया है, मेरा homework नहीं किया है मैंने. Yeah. Because how can I say with confidence that about the push-ups? कि कल 10 push-ups और आज 11 push-ups. If I have a big tummy, yeah, and love handles, and my cheeks are popping out with lots of fats, I will have no confidence to talk about it, right? You get my point? Yeah.
Yes.
So people, if you work hard on your job, you will make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you make a fortune.
Okay.
And 60% of my day's time I spent on myself, not on booklet. And that's why people like you invite me.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
work on yourself. Job to hoga hi, but work hard on yourself.
But do you think that the first steps towards gaining a confidence is to by accepting yourself?
Exactly. That's what you are coming to the point. For that, you have to feel good about yourself. And if I have a huge tummy and love handles around my waist, I will not feel good about myself when I look into the mirror. For that, I have to pay the price first. Discipline is the price you pay to bring your vision into reality.
Okay.
Vision तो सबका होता है, 6 packs. But nobody wants to pay the price.
Yes.
About सब दोस्त होटल में पाव भाजी खा रहे हैं और मैं इधर काकड़ी और गाजर खा रहा हूँ. I'm paying a price.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Even if I love tea, I haven't tasted tea for last 12 days. It's a sacrifice. Yes. That's what I say. Doing things what you ought to do and not what you like to do.
Okay. So my next question is like, what is the difference between living and existing?
Well, a wonderful message from my mentor, Steve Jobs. He always used to say, he said during the last days of his life, we have been brought up in a culture to look at life, just get some good education, then get a degree, get a good job, make money, save a little money, get married, raise children, enjoy, and die. Pay the bills, go to office and die. That's a very, very narrow way of looking at life. Okay? Life is much, much, much more beyond this. Yeah. All the innovative things around us, the great things around us, which you and I call as life, are created by people who are no smarter than you and me. Steve Jobs was not smarter than you and me. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg are not smarter than you and me. They are bolder. They took risks in life, right? And that's what I say. You don't have here to just live. Life is there and just live it. No, you can also make poke into it and make a dent in the universe. It is possible, yeah. And internet has disrupted everything. Even one person can change the world. You don't have to have crores of investment and capital intensive projects. Sab change ho gaya. Look at Facebook is the best example. Yeah. So let's look at life in a larger perspective, and you can start from your neighborhood. Just start helping your neighbors by solving their problems. You never know, you will get $1 million startup idea from there.
Oh, thank you so much for this wonderful advice. And I believe that we have ended this episode at a very high note. And this answer also covered my the last question, which was like, what piece of advice you will give to all the youngsters and to all the people who are looking for making their country great. So yeah, thank you so much, Amrit.
I think I missed one point, which I believe the message should go to the youngsters about keep the doors open. I've seen that because of technology and social media, the physical human relations have gone for a toss.
Exactly.
Physical meetings, face-to-face meetings.
Yes.
I mean, you see, when was the last time a businessman called his client for a dinner at home? People, meeting people is called as networking.
Correct.
I hate the word networking. Come on, you don't network with people. Networks are of computers and railways and mobile services, right? You build relations with human people. You make friends. Okay, I hate the words market share and entry barriers. Why the hell will I put an entry barrier if I'm on a mission Make India Read? It's Make India Read, not Make India Read on booklet app. It's Make India full stop. If somebody copies my idea and goes ahead, I'll embrace him with open arms. Come on, you are helping me in my mission.
Yes.
So you stand for the higher purpose of, I'm standing for the higher purpose of reading habit, not booklet app or book summaries. And so, I keep the doors open throughout the day, honestly. Even if I live alone here, almost 50 to 20 people visit me every day, except the lockdown period. And I meet all types of people, not just who are from whom I can get to learn, who are richer than me or who are smarter than me or more successful. No, it could be anybody. एंड हम बोलते ना घर पे लक्ष्मी आनी चाहिए, दरवाजा बंद रखते हो और लक्ष्मी भी आनी चाहिए, ऐसे कैसे होगा यार? So no, please keep your doors open, make friends. Why a client can't be your best friend?
Yes.
ऐसा कोई रूल है क्या? जिसकी जान पहचान ऑफिस में हुई है वो मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड बन नहीं सकता? Who says this? If he's a really nice person, you have to take steps to develop a long-term relationship in terms of friend.
Exactly.
For me, all these are booklet readers, my friends. I also want my IT team, don't call them as users. User is such a general term.
Yes.
They are readers. Right? They are my booklet friends. Yeah, you are my friend. Yeah. And this is how I've come to realize there is nothing more important than human relations. Technology, SEO, strategies, website, they hardly matter to the extent of 2% in your growth. Trust me.
Yes.
It's all about people. Even dog food is bought by humans, not by dogs. Right?
Exactly.
You have to build relations with people.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Avrut, for this wonderful session. I hope that you like this session, and I believe that there is so much to learn from you. And I hope 1 hour session will be very, I would say.
Yeah, I must appreciate Saurabh. I'm not flattering. The smartest questions I've ever answered, because I get those typical questions. How did you get that idea? And my same story gets repeated. वो बाहुबली and all that. इतना बोल के मतलब फरीद my partner वो बोलता है कि अभी मेरे को भी बाहट हो गया है, कभी मुझे बिठाओ, मैं same to same. He has become my clone. इतनी बार मैंने repeat किया है. But the kind of questions you have asked now, I've read a quote in Spencer Johnson's book, Who Moved My Cheese. Judge the people by their questions, not by their answers. Yeah, because an answer is highly influenced by the question that has been asked.
Yes.
Yeah, a slight change in the question here and there, and the answer also changes. Yeah, I'll give a wonderful example. I used to ask every person I used to meet in the past, which is your favorite book? Just to get a good collection of book names. This was my common question. And then I used to get wishy-washy answers. नहीं याद आ रहा है, वैसे तो बहुत बुक्स है मेरे फेवरेट, बताता हूँ, अभी मेरे को स्ट्राइक नहीं हो रहा इस वक्त, ऐसे. या फिर the typical top 3 books, 7 Habits, How to Win Friends, which we all know. But then I used to blame them. मैंने क्या कोई ठीक से आंसर नहीं दे रहा. But then I said as the journey is inward, the problem was with my question, and I slightly tweaked the question. The message was same, but I started asking, which is that book you'd like to gift to your friend on his birthday? Suddenly I started getting specific answers. So all thanks to you. You have really asked me such wonderful questions. That's why you made me open up. Yes, and answer our questions in a proper way. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure to welcome you on the show. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope that you will come again on the show and we will have wonderful session one more time.
Yeah, inshallah, why not? Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sure, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.